right? Okay, there we go. So we are in record mode. Perfect. So welcome everybody this afternoon or wherever you are in the world. What we're going to talk about today is lead generating websites. Now, when I talk about a lead generating website, what I'm talking about is if you take a look at who the big guys are in the marketplace. I don't know how many of you are familiar with who the biggest lender was, the biggest originator in 2020, but that was Quicken Loans, AKA Rocket Mortgage, right? Two of the same companies, just a slightly different brand. And together they're responsible for over half of all loans that were originated in the US. Okay. So they're doing something right. Okay, let me just respond to some. Are you guys able to see my screen at the moment? Because it should be showing screen.
Yep.
All right. Okay, because I'm getting a few pop-up comments here saying, hey, I can't, I'm still seeing black, but I'm definitely in share mode here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and open up an example of a good lead generating website. And this is, we're talking about something that has generated to the tune of millions. All right. So here's your traditional Quicken Loans. We're all familiar with Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage, right? Now, what is the one thing that stands out here? Now, this one right here specifically says, talks about investment homes, but there are over 180 variations of this one site. Exact same.
Okay, sorry, I can't see your screen anymore.
Ah, the screen's going back. What is up with Zoom? It's really being frustrating with us here today. Okay, let me start and stop that again. Okay, just did a refresh. Let me know if that's showing for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we see it.
All right, perfect. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a very simple layout. This is what we'd call a minimalist design. And this main header text here, there's over 140 variations of this header text. So what that tells us, because we've actually gone in and we pulled the entire history of this variant of landing page. Now I selected this one for us to build first because this particular landing page was run successfully for over 340 days and it's still active. The only thing that changes is the text that's shown right here at the top based on the keyword that the potential borrower did a search for. So they customize the text to what the type of loan that person's looking for. But there's one key element that makes this page convert. It looks so simple, deceptively simple, where, yeah, I don't know that that's so much, there's enough there to make this a great landing page, but the conversion rate is there to the tune of $7 million a month in PPC ads pointed at this one landing page. Now, if you're going to spend $7 million a month, you'd imagine it better be converting quite well, right? So when we go through and we can see that they have left everything alone for 340 days, almost a whole year. And the one thing that they change is just the text based off of what the person is searching for. We know we got a winner. So we're going to build a page just like this. But I want to ask you guys, let me know in the comments section, what do you think is the one key element that makes this page convert or not convert? What do you think is the one thing that is special about this page? Because this is the whole page that I'm scrolling through right now. There's nothing really that jumps out at you, but there's one thing here that's different than most individual loan officers' landing pages. Anybody care to take a guess? Let's see what guesses we got here. Okay, the engagement, it's simple. The call to action, the start now. You're getting really close with the start now, Laura. Very close. Ready to see what it is? It's right here, guys. So the right start, the start button is pointing at it. It's the lead form. Watch this. You guys have seen these before. Tell us about your home. Okay, I want to do a single family. Okay, tell us about your credit profile. Okay, I got excellent credit. It's the multi-step lead capture form. That's the one big driver that makes the difference for most landing pages. As long as your call to action and you don't have any major distractions on the page, generally you're going to get a fairly decent conversion rate with those types of sites. It's got to be fast loading. You want to keep it simple with no distractions, and you want to have a good call to action. But outside of that, there's one other thing that makes it convert or not, and it's the lead form. If I log on here and I see 25, 30 questions sitting out in front of me, what do you think is going through my head? It's like, oh, geez, I don't know that I want to fill this out. But when you just do something, you can ask the same amount of questions, but simply spread it out through multiple steps. Somehow that makes a difference in the person's mindset. And I just start filling it out. And we see conversion rates go through the roof. So what I'm going to do is typically you got to buy this type of software, this type of multi-step lead capture and everything that, that's software that you have to license. But I already got it built into the template that I'm going to give you today. So you don't even need to buy that. And then there's another piece of software that you need to run the page and that serves as the CMS, but I'm giving you that too. So you don't even need to buy that. All right. So I got everything ready for you to download in that group, Facebook group link that I gave you at the beginning. I'll go ahead and I'll post it in the comment section again here today. So you guys can join that group and go ahead and download it. But this is the type of page we're going to build. All right. I'm going to show you something here. Give me just a moment. Check this out. So I made some comments about the amount of money that they spend on their ads driving traffic. So let's go ahead and back that up. Let me just show you guys the actual statistics. It's pretty crazy here. Let's go ahead and open it up. Boom. Let me go back to my share. Make sure it scrolls. Okay. Now, are you guys seeing the image? Okay, here we go. So here's the performance statistics pulled right from our deconstruction. This is just quickenloans.com. When we throw Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage, we hit around $7 to $7.5 million a month in PPC ads. And that's just with Google. That's not including the other search engines, our tier 2 and tier 3 search engines. So right here, I can see that even on a bad month, on a really slow month, and we can see, where it slows down right around the holiday seasons, Christmas and whatnot, then boom, it starts picking up as we get into spring. So even on their slowest month, $1.8 million in PPC ads that driven to that particular page, to that particular URL. And on their busiest month, over 5.1 million. Let's take a look at the next one here. So we deconstructed it. And I'm going to give you guys that too in the group. I'm going to actually show you guys the keywords that they drove traffic to their landing page, to the lead capture page. I'm going to show you the type of traffic they got. I'm going to show you basically everything. I deconstructed their entire marketing strategy, and we're going to be able to dissect that in the group. So we're going to be talking about this sort of stuff. For those of you who want to start capturing leads from the web, this is that's why you want to join this group. Okay. So we can look at here, we're looking at the actual keywords that they bid on and drove the traffic. We could see how many days. This one right here, this page, actually I was wrong, not 340 days, 380 days. So over a year. So over a year. First started, we saw it for the first time hit Google September 1st of 2020. All right. So we've already deconstructed all of that. Now we're going to look at the actual ads and their performance rankings, where they ranked, basically how long that particular variation of the ad was run and which individual landing page it led to. So we can see here they're targeting everything from traditional conventional loans all the way to FHA, HELOCs, et cetera. So we can see the different variations of the landing page, the lead capture page. And then we can actually look at it organically. Now this is SEO, search engine optimization. So they even use the landing pages for the free traffic. For those of you who don't necessarily want to pay money for ads, but you want to pull business or pull traffic from Google, this is what we're looking at here as well. Okay. So we can look at their trends. Are they going up? Are they going down? Are they trending down, trending up? What sort of search volume did they tap into? And what was the equivalent value of that traffic? So we're looking at $231,000 worth of traffic if they would have had to have paid for those ads. Okay. So absolutely crazy. I see you got, I don't know why, for some reason, it is absolutely not, that's what's happening is Zoom is not updating whenever I switch screens. I notice that. So every time I switch screens, people saying I don't see the new screen, but it should just be showing. So there's something going on with Zoom here. It's driving me nuts. So I'm just going to have to click refresh every time I switch slides, but you should be seeing the PPC, or I'm sorry, the SEO page. So this is what we're looking at for. This is the organic traffic. So when you see estimated value and whatnot, that's really what we're looking at is if Quicken would have had to have paid for that traffic, here's how much money they would have had to spend. And the CPC, that stands for cost per click. So every single person that clicks, they would have had to pay this much money for that particular target keyword. Okay. So in addition to that, $7+ million a month that they spend on traffic on a good month, there's also the value of the SEO traffic. And this is covering just one primary landing page. I'm not looking at the other designs or campaigns that they have running at the moment. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and look at your page. Just going to toggle out of here. I'm going to click refresh here in just a moment, but I'm just going to go ahead and pull up yours. Here we go. Just 1 second here, folks. It is opening for us right now. And here we go. So what we did was we cloned. Let's click new share. Boom. All right, you should be seeing it now. So what we did was we cloned the exact layout. You're going to see very slight variations because we don't want to plagiarize, right? If we made an exact identical copy, then you got a problem. But no, we made some small differences, such as in the start button and whatnot, but we gave you all the key functionality so you can perfectly mimic exactly what they're doing with your lead capture. All right, so we got the start here, and it leads right to the very first question: what type of loan do you want? You click the next button, just like they do, and it just walks them through the exact process. So we got multi-step lead form exactly like they use. Okay, so we go through all the questions, we capture their zip code, we capture all their contact information. Now we just put a placeholder down here. This is where Quicken puts all their primary disclaimers, disclosures, etc. So we reserve this space for you to put whatever you want. Now you don't have the exact accolades that they have to say, oh, we won this award, that award, you know, #1 biggest originator in the entire country and whatnot. So we just kind of put a little brag section down here. Now, I don't expect you to leave all 3 of these up. I put 3 of them up here so that you can choose which one you want and get rid of the other 2 and just put something here. Like if you want to lead them, if you get a lot of great reviews on Google, for example, you'd want to link to it right here. That's good for your SEO. So for your Google ranking, but it also helps, you know, drive that credibility and trust factor, because a lot of people want to go and check you out before they start giving you their contact information. If you don't use Google and you use something else, such as Yelp or something along those lines, then you can use this little mini banner. If you don't like this banner, I got tons and tons of other graphics for you free. And I'm going to give you some places where you can download quite literally millions of free stock quality images. Okay. We got the secondary disclaimer box that they had there. Again, it's got Rocket Mortgage's stuff in here. I just left that in there so you can see what they said in there, so you can decide what you want to go in there. And that's it, folks. It's really that simple. Minimalist design for busy people with no distractions. Just get them right to that lead form. Okay. So this is what we're about to build. Now let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to start opening up some tabs here. And let's talk about the very first thing you're going to need. Okay, what's the very first thing you need for a website? How many of you guys already have a website that you're running of your own that's not company provided, for example? Let's see what we got here. Okay, so Laura's correct. Yeah, you need your domain name. You got it. We're going to start off with your web address. How do you pick a domain name, guys? What sort of domain name do you think you should pick? We want something that is descriptive. I want something that's relevant. We want something that tells them what they're about to go to, right? So let's go ahead and look at domain names. What are some ways to say mortgages? Because I mean, obviously you could say mortgage, but we also got home loans, lending. You know what else? I've seen all sorts of chats come over. Financing, capital. Yes, exactly. Finance. All right, excellent. Now, what else do we want in there? Funded. Yeah, that's a good one. What else do we want in there? We want where you're at. Where are you located? If you're marketing on a local level, that's how you communicate that you're not some big faceless international organization. Because believe me, there are a lot of borrowers. That's what they want. That's what they look for. Like, I don't want to go to this huge company where I'm just another number. So we can put our something in there that tells them about the area. So I'll tell you what. One of the ones that I used to love, and this was also good from an SEO standpoint because Google likes to see relevancy right from the start. And the very first thing Google sees about your website is your domain name, your web address. So I used to do things like when I was in doing loans in St. Louis, STL, home loan guy, something like that. Because I was trying to, I was branding myself with, hey, I'm your friendly hometown lender, right? But we could also do something like that. St. Louis home loan answers. People love answers to their questions. We could throw the word site in there as a suffix at the end. We can throw anything that sounds helpful in nature. So we want local, we want specific, and we want either friendly or helpful or expert status. Those are the three things that I would look for when I'm picking out a domain name. We put local in there to appease Google in the search engines. We put specificity in there to also appease Google in the search engines. And that last one, friendly, helpful, or expert, that's put in there strictly for the prospect to give that good image right out of the gate. Because how do you stand out when somebody's scrolling through Google listings? Oftentimes, the first thing they're going to see is that domain name, and it can make a big difference. Okay, because they're seeing all these bank names and credit union names, and they suddenly see something, oh, hey, St. Louis home loan guy. Kind of stands out a little bit. Okay. So Laura's asking, do you recommend multiple landing pages for local relevance? I'm afraid to answer that because I don't want to distract you, but yes, I do. But at the same time, we want to, I recommend kicking off with one first, right? Because we don't want to, we don't want to spread out too thin right out of the gate. Because I see a lot of guys when I start talking about all these other pages, people get so excited. Oh, I'm going to launch this. I'm going to launch that. Well, okay, yes, those are all beautiful plans, and I love it that you're already thinking ahead. You're obviously not new to marketing, or you're at least well studied. But let's attack the first one and get deals flowing in through that before we start launching all the others too. So I like where your head's at, and I like that you're looking ahead. But in the meantime, let's get the first one deployed. And then we could start looking at other pages and even other domains. You'll get some people tell you, oh, just focus on a single domain. Bull. No way, no way, no way. Especially not from a search engine optimization standpoint. Oh my goodness. Having multiple domains, it's the same thing as having multiple storefronts. If I open up a single storefront, I'm limited by that bottleneck of how many people and how much foot traffic ever is going to cross through that front door. But if I have a storefront over here and over there as well, then I'm spreading a much broader net. So when we have separate sites, again, this is something that's down the road. When we have separate sites, it allows us to focus on different niches. But again, that's down the road. For now, we'll just focus on the one. Okay. So let's pick out a domain name. Now, what do we need after we have our domain name picked out? Where do we go from there? We go from from domain to our web hosting. So I put in the group already. I put 2 links in the group. I put HostGator and Bluehost. Bluehost is a little bit faster than HostGator, but I still like to teach people on HostGator because that's I find more loan officers on HostGator still than the other web hosts. If you want the absolute fastest, I recommend Cloudways, but you know, for those that are on a budget, because Cloudways is a bit more expensive, they're not overly expensive at all, and they're fantastic, amazing hosting. But if you're just trying to get, you know, something cheap to get something out there and maybe upgrade later after you got money flowing in, you know, you can get HostGator for about $2 and something a month to get started. But all I ask is that you use our coupon code. That'll give you 40% off anyways, because we do, you know, I'm an affiliate. You know, I do all these trainings and whatnot for free. You know, how we get compensated is I set it up so that we're affiliates. So that way, you know, we're getting something for our time that keeps us doing more and more of these. So I could teach you guys how to make, you know, your specific landing pages, lead conversion pages, appointment pages, you know, post-sale pages, testimonial pages and whatnot. You know, I have a lot of these trainings planned out for you guys. All right. So, so for those of you that use my links, that helps us keep doing these. So all the links you will find in the Facebook group. Let me pull up the group so you can see it. Boom, there we go. So here's the group right here. That's the link I gave at the beginning. It's the LO website group. And you'll find the links right here. It's in the top announcements. And that's also where the web hosting is here in the discussion. And then we got right here. This is where you go in and download. Let me show you. Let's go to that Google Drive. So I got everything hosted here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up this site, guys. If you go to the Google Drive link in the Facebook group, you got the 2 pieces of software that you download right here. There's zip files. Just boom, upload it, and I'm gonna walk you through it. You're gonna watch me install everything and get it live right here. And then here is the template. So this is software. This is software. The 2 zip files. This is the template, and all you're going to be doing is literally clicking the upload button. Okay, very, very simple. So let's do that now. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to open up the web hosting. Let's actually go to the web hosting right now. So this was the first one I mentioned. If you use my link, it'll bring you here.
And they'll be sending out invites to some of y'all that can't find this group. I see some of you guys you can't find the group, or the content isn't available. So I'll be sending out invites to all y'all.
Yeah, it's probably because it's literally brand new. We literally just set that group up, so we'll be blasting out all the links for you guys, and that'll bring you right here. We click to get started, and you'll see these 2 plans: hatchling, baby, and business. Right? This one right here says $275 a month. This one says $350. This one, you don't really need this one over here on the far right. Either the cheapest one or the mid-level. The mid-level is for those of you that might launch multiple sites. The cheapest one, if you're only going to go with one domain, one site for the moment, then you can get away with the cheapest one. All right. Now let me show you where they kind of get a little tricky though. So I always tell you guys the pros and the cons with everything. So let's go like we're setting this up. Okay, check this out. So when it says choose a plan, it's going to say, oh, by the way, you also get a free domain name with the web hosting too. If you reserve for at least 1 year your hosting, you get a free domain name. So you don't have to go drop 15, 16 bucks over at GoDaddy or anything. I actually like doing it this way because then you don't have to do all the technical stuff like repointing DNS, your domain servers and all that. If you do your domain name through the same place that you host, you don't have to set anything up. It's already done. Everything's pointed where it's supposed to point, no screwing around with technical stuff. So you just type your domain name in here and it'll tell you if it's available or not. Once you find one that's available, boom. But look down here under package, they automatically have 3 years selected. That's kind of the little tricky part there. Yeah, you get the lowest per month, but they're spreading that out over 3 years. So I usually just come along and do either 6 months or 12 months. So yeah, that bumps you up to $395, you know. But still, you know, that way, you know, I don't like reserving hosts for overly long periods because I've learned over the years sometimes hosts can go downhill or they can get better but they rarely stay exactly the same. So if your web hosting starts to get a little crappy, you can make a switch. But people, if you, oh, I've already paid for 3 years, well, you know, you're probably not as likely to switch then, right? I don't want you guys sticking around on a crappy web host if they change. Just being honest with you. Okay. So I would do about 6 months or a year reservation. And you just change that through your drop-down box right up here. So 12 months, get your free domain name selected. And I got a coupon code that you can type into here down at the bottom. And just review everything and then click submit, check out now, and you're done. Boom, you got your web hosting, you got your domain name. Yes, John and Laura, this is being recorded. You got it. Now, if you already own your domain name, then you can skip that step and just come up here at the top and say, I already own this domain. But keep in mind, if you're trying to take an existing domain and point it, then you have to screw around with domain servers and things like that. So I'm just trying to keep this simple, because I know a lot of you guys have never set up a website before. So that's why I'm recommending a new domain name so that nobody's panicking, freaking out, thinking, oh, did I break something? You know, what the heck's a DNS? How do I point it? This, and that. I'm just keeping it simple. All right. Now, after you've registered your hosting, believe it or not, you're already about 30–40% of the way done with your website. It's super, super simple to install. Let me show you how to do it. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to open up a new tab here and I'm going to log in. You're going to log into your HostGator once you have that. And let me see where I got my link here. So I go into my portal. Okay. Let me know if you guys see the portal now. You should see a HostGator portal.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Okay, so over here on the right-hand side, you're going to see an orange button when you log into HostGator that says Launch Cpanel. That's exactly what we want to do. Let's launch our cPanel. This is where everything gets really automated. It's all just buttons and clicks at this stage. You got to love it. So if you reserved your domain name through HostGator, then you don't have to screw around with domains, add-on domains, subdomains, none of that crap. Just look down here underneath software. There's one that says Quick Install. We're going to click on Quick Install. This is an automatic installer for WordPress because we're going to build your landing page on WordPress. Why WordPress? Well, because WordPress has the functionality to grow and expand with your business. It's completely free and it's super, super powerful because there are tens of thousands of themes and templates and plugins. You can get it to do almost anything you want. So make sure that you've clicked on WordPress tab and you're going to see this little button here that says Install WordPress. Don't pay attention to any of the stuff down here with prices. That's for people that are wanting to pay to have things installed for them and whatnot. You don't need that. You got this automated software here. Just click Install WordPress. Right now, it's going to ask to pick what domain name do you want it installed on. Now, you're not going to have to click any of this because this is going to be what your first domain. I own a ton of domains on here and run a lot of different websites, so I got to select mine. So you don't really need to click on this drop-down box. Don't type anything into the form after it. Leave that blank. I need to type something into mine because I have about 20 different websites installed on it. So let's do free website demo. Wait, let me change that to website demo. Yeah, I already used free website demo. Okay, your admin email. So this is just where whenever there are announcements or leads captured from your website, where do you want those emails sent? Okay. Free website demo. Now, blog title is basically, this is important because this is what Google's going to see. This is all metadata information that's going to be held within the coding of your website. So try to include the local area that you're wanting to target. So what city or area people are searching for, as well as the keyword that's mortgage related. Make sure you include that in the title here. That's another little SEO trick, is start typing out little things here that Google sees that tells them, this is about this topic or that topic, right? That's relevancy. Okay, admin user, this is going to be your username. So I'm just going to use this, keep it simple. And we type out our first name, we type out our last name. Now we click to install WordPress. We're now about 60, 70% of the way done, guys, believe it or not. So right there, that little pop-up, you can just skip past the pop-up. Again, they're just saying, hey, would you like us to do this stuff for you? No, that's just a money grab. This is so easy, you don't need anybody to do it for you, okay? So the whole site is installed now, or at least the WordPress, the software is installed, WordPress is. So click this drop-down for credentials, and now it gives you the link and your password. Save your password. It's going to be a stupid password, really stupid here. You're not going to remember it, so copy it and save it somewhere, but we're going to change it when we log in. So this is your username, this is your password, this is your link. So when you go to the link, it's going to bring you to your login page. Now we're ready to install the actual landing page software. So let me just type out my logins. Boom. Wait till you see what this software does. It's really cool. The page that I'm giving you guys is just one of several hundred different variations you can create within there, because the software that I'm giving you will open up all sorts of functionalities that you currently do not have. So boom, we got it. Congratulations, you've installed WordPress. You now have everything you need to deploy a site. Now, this is where all the freebies that I told you about at the beginning, this is where you can start uploading those freebies, and you're going to launch a clone, exact clone of the site that I showed you. And it's only going to take you about 2 minutes. So here's how you do it. We're logged into WordPress. You got this little tab on the left-hand side that says plugins. Click add new. I gave you 2 zip files. Both of those are plugins. So now I got an option, top of the screen says upload plugin. Let's upload your free site. Okay, so there are 2 of them that I gave you. Okay, the software we're going to use is called Elementor. It's a WordPress website builder software. Typically, you need to pay $50 a year per site to license it, or $199 a year to license it. Now, I have a developer's license there, so that means I can install this on as many websites as I want for free. And that I decided I'm going to give those free websites to you guys. Okay, so you don't need to go and buy this software. You don't need to go and license it and pay that fee recurring each year. Just download it from me and boom, you're good to go. So the first one we're going to pick is the one that says Elementor 3.4.4. Just double click on it, click install now, and wait for it to do its thing. Okay. Now, sometimes it can load in 20, 30 seconds. Other times I've seen it take 4, 5, 6 minutes. So I have no clue how long it's going to take this time. It all just depends on site load and, you know, Wi-Fi speeds and whatnot. So I have no clue how long that's going to take. But for most of you, if you got good Wi-Fi and everything's good to go, it should only take about 30 seconds. And while I wait for that to load, let me just scroll through here and check out these questions. Okay, will that recording be placed in the group? Yeah, the recording will be in the Facebook group, guys. You got it. You're now about 80, 90% done. Once this uploads, we just got 2 more uploads, and I set it up in a way that it uploads with everything already set up. So quite literally, the only things you're going to have to do is go in and just click on specific information. Like, do you want your logo on the site? You know, okay, boom, just upload your logo, your contact information, your disclosures at the bottom of the page. But that's really about it, guys. That's how easy this is. Then you can just deploy it and start driving some traffic at your landing page, which is really, really cool. The other thing is that multi-step lead capture form. Typically, that's about $100 a year to license to use that. You got to repay for it every year. It's already embedded into your landing page, so you don't need to go out and buy that either. Okay, so I can see it's unpacked and it's loaded it. So down at the bottom, I just click Activate Plugin. Boom. Okay, so we're turning it on. So we turned on our first plugin. Awesome. So we've now installed Elementor. Now we're going to click Add New a second time, and the final time. This is the final plugin. This is the other item. Upload. Scroll down. Now the zip file is the second one called Elementor Pro. Now, this is the paid version of it that I've already given to you, so you don't need to buy it. Just go in and click to install it now. And this is going to give you all access to all the premium features. See, if you installed just the first one without the second one, you're going to have Elementor, but it's going to be the light version. But you still need both to run the site. This, anytime you went to try to do something cool, it would tell you, oh, hey, you got to upgrade to the Pro version and pay. But no, with just upload the second one that says Pro, and now you got everything. So we're done. We've uploaded all the plugins we need. So now we have Elementor. And I'm going to show you what Elementor does. It's a super, super cool website builder. But let's go ahead and get your site active by coming over here to templates. And we're going to go add new. So now you're going to upload the actual site that I built. After this, you're done. We can X out of this little pop-up, and at the top, click import. See what I mean? Everything is literally just point and click. I'm going to choose my file. And that's this little JSON file here, Elementor JSON. Now I click import now. Now the entire landing page is importing and it's done. Okay, let's go see what we've created. Okay, here we go. Pre-approval landing page should show up when you scroll down. So let's click at the top. Don't click to edit it yet. Just click on the name of it that says pre-approval landing page or similar. And before I click to edit or preview my page, I want you to scroll down and do one last thing. Scroll down to where it says post attributes template and change that to Elementor canvas, update, and we're done. We're ready to deploy. Just let that update, and now let's look at our page. Scroll down one more time, click edit with Elementor. Now we can see our page. You're done. It was all literally just point and click stuff. Nothing complicated, no coding, none of that crap, guys. You now have your page. You have your multi-step lead capture page. You have everything you need. Boom, there we go. You saw me create it from scratch. See, that's what Elementor does. It gives you the full 100% drag and drop capability to do all this cool stuff. It gives you all sorts of landing page templates. So like I said, you could deploy other landing pages for other things you want to do, other projects. I don't care. Use this however you want. Bottom line is you're good to go. Okay. All right. So now we scroll down. Now, if I want to change something, let's say you wanted to change this up here. This little tab on the left-hand sidebar, this is edit mode. So if I want to change this, I literally just click in here and see, I can just start changing stuff. It's all point and click simple. And when you're done, just click update. See how cool that is? All right. So let's go ahead and back out of here. It's the same thing with this. I was talking to you guys about these images. See how they show up on the left? You can just hover your icon, choose change image. If you want to delete something, just right click on it, delete, whatever. Everything is editable. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's what I want you guys to do, is get to this stage so that you actually have a site. And then once you've done that, then we can start going in and changing things and doing cool stuff in the group. And I can show you guys some little tricks of the trade and all sorts of fun stuff to make this type of page pay off for you. Okay. Now I did notice one problem here. When I logged into my page, I noticed that my lead form was not showing as active. If that happens to you, I know exactly how to fix it. It's not really a problem. It's, yeah, here it is down here. If you do not see your lead capture form, that multi-step lead capture form in your preview, then that just means one thing needs to happen. I exit out of the template and come back to the Elementor on the sidebar and go down to the very bottom where it says Go Pro. That's the problem, is it just didn't activate the license. That's the problem. So let's go in and, okay, I clicked on the link to see what would happen there. Go into my plugin, make sure it's activated. Yep, that's the problem. See, that's all it was. We didn't activate the pro version. I got a little too excited to move over, and there we go. You should be seeing it now, guys. So see, all I did was I clicked on plugins. It says installed plugins, and see where it says Elementor Pro, it says activate because it was not activated. So that's why, because that lead capture form, it's a premium feature you got to pay for. So if you activate it, problem solved. Okay, now I got my lead form. All good to go.
Can you refresh it because it's not showing for a bunch of us?
Yeah, this is driving me nuts because I've refreshed it 3 times since I've been on this page. There's something.
Gotta love Zoom.
I know. Okay, I've refreshed again. Do you guys see yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, it popped up.
All right.
Yeah, it popped up.
Okay, so your plugins tab is on the left-hand sidebar. Let me back up just so you guys can see it. It's really simple. Just go to installed plugins, and the only problem is if we scroll down here, Elementor Pro, if it says deactivate, then that means it's active. But mine said active, so I had to click activate, and boom, now we're good to go. So problem solved. So that's it. That's all you got to do. And I will give you guys this recording so you guys can go back through, because I know it seems like a lot of steps, but after you've done it once or twice, anytime you need to do something like this in the future, you're going to see, oh yeah, this is easy stuff, right? But if not, you just want to make sure that you got all the steps in front of you. You got the recording here. But what I want you guys to do is make sure you just get your landing page done. And then we can go in and start doing the fun stuff with it. And I'll do the more advanced stuff, like showing you how to deploy different styles of landing pages, how to change this, how to change that. Do you want clickable links on your page, how to do redirects and stuff like that. But let me show you some of the basic stuff here as well. Let's go into, we'll go back down to all pages. Oh, and by the way, I also uploaded, I think, about 80 different templates that are in that file as well, in case you guys want any other templates. So I just went ahead and saved all of those for you and exported them. But let's go back into our templates. Saved templates right here. Boom. Left-hand sidebar. And here it is, pre-approval landing page. We'll click on it. And we're going to scroll down to this blue button, edit with Elementor. That's how you get to your landing page. Okay, now I'm going to show you some fun stuff here that you can do with Elementor to your landing page, but this applies to any page. Okay, so over here on the left-hand sidebar, you've got, look at all of these tabs here. Everything from slides to menus, animated headlines, calls to action, media carousels, all that fun stuff. Let's scroll down to the bottom where we can add right here. If you want to add different modules, things along those lines, see how I got this plus icon? That's to add a new section. So, and over here, I have to add a template. But let's just add a section first. Okay, select your structure. This means, do you just want one full-size box, or do you want smaller sections on your page? I just want one big box for my new section. Boom, it gives me this new section. If I click the plus icon on this section, I can drag over, I want to add a YouTube video. So I just drag it and I drop it in here. Boom, I now have a video module. Check it out. All right, cool. So notice on the left-hand side, it's opened up my editor. So I can add a link to a YouTube video if I just want to paste a YouTube video here. If I got something else, Vimeo, Dailymotion, or just a hosted video that I've created on my own, I can add that there, right? So really, really easy. See that's why I wanted you guys to have these features, because it's so much easier to use this drag and drop stuff rather than going in and trying to use the native builders, if you can call it that, or editors within stock WordPress. This is so much easier. So heading, I use that all the time. Do you want clickable buttons, spacers, dividers, Google Maps? It's always ideal if you're going to use a page for SEO to at least have Google Maps somewhere on your site. That gives you a nice little boost from SEO. But you have all of these features, right? So just kind of play around with it a little bit and just kind of see what each one of these things does. Don't feel intimidated or overwhelmed. because this is all just, you know, if you break anything, you can always step it back, or with how easy it is to upload, just literally clicking the import button to import an all new one, it'll take you 1 minute to import a brand new one if you break anything. So don't worry about that. There's nothing new you have to break, or nothing here that's you're going to break that's not fixable very, very quickly. All right. So let's take a look here at any questions on that process so far, guys, outside of the video being available. How many of you guys have used WordPress before, or how many of you guys, this is your first time? Is this your first time? Okay, first time, David. Okay, first, Matt. Okay, first time. Yeah, a lot of first timers. Okay, good. You're gonna love WordPress because it allows you to do so much for free. A lot of these things that you can get through plugins, most of them are free. Speeding up your website, adding sliders, adding animation, adding all of these things. A lot of them you can just find through the plugins tab and just click add new and do a keyword search, and it'll show you hundreds of plugins that are available 100% free. So that's why I decided this would be easiest for you guys, because you can do everything from deploy a full-blown website, or if you're just saying, hey, I don't have time for that, fine, just use it to just launch single landing pages like this. You can host as many landing pages as you want here. And see, along with Elementor, you get pop-ups, which are great for lead capture if you use them properly. The way a lot of people use pop-ups sucks, okay, and it pisses you off. But when you use pop-ups properly, it actually can double or even triple your lead capture. So don't ignore this feature. I'll talk about that in the future in the Facebook group. You got theme builder, that's to build a full-blown website. You got landing pages here. I could come in here and just click to deploy as many landing pages as I like. You don't even have to use the import I gave you. If you just click to add a new one in here, you'll see all sorts of Elementor Pro landing page templates already built that you can pick from. Okay, so this is going to be a real time saver for you. Okay, so you can see here I've loaded it, and I got all these templates here that I can just scroll through that are already built. And even if it's not exactly what you want now, it's going to have a ton of features on it that are already built. So you can just maybe, I'll just change the color here and swap out some pictures there. But look at all these templates. I think there's about 90 to 100 of them in there already. And there's ways to get even more, but you also have what's called building blocks. Check this out. So these are pre-built elements, like just shapes and things that you can add to your website. You see these cool elements on some other websites that you might want to add. And you can just come in here and grab little elements. Just point and click. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, look at that. I mean, there's hundreds, plural, not just 100 of the blocks. There are, I believe I once saw that there was about 380, but I don't know what they are now. That was probably an older variation, not the 3.4.4. But yeah, you have all of these elements, and they're free because they come with the Pro version. All right, so you have access to all of that, guys, and you can import them right here. Now, here's something for you. You use the plus icon if you want to add one of these items on the left-hand sidebar. If you want access to the templates I just showed you, that's when you use the folder icon. Okay, so when I click on the folder, boom, see, so I can insert like this right here. I could insert that little green insert button that pops up. Boom, I could shove it right into my page. So if you need to add functionality to any page you happen to be working on, just click this little folder and you can start inserting them into your site. If you don't like something, let's say you insert something, go, oh, that's crap. Right click, and you'll see the little trash can icon to delete it. So you can just right click it if you ever get lost or do something and quickly regret it, just right click, delete, and you'll get rid of that module. All right. Okay. So I see some people asking for yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to post the active link in the chat box here. Give me just one moment here, guys. I'm going to grab the links and I'm going to put them right in the chat box for you if I can. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go over to announcements. Okay, give me one moment here, folks. Let's see if that posted already. Oh, one other thing I need to show you guys is where to get free imagery. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to get stock photos completely free instead of having to drop all that money for them. Okay, here comes, I got the link. I'm posting it in the chat as we speak. Let's make this available to everyone. Here is the hosting link. Boom, you should see that popping up in the little chat box now. And you can try my coupon code. Now this is my fourth iteration of doing free websites. I did the first one back in 2008. Then I would do it every couple of years. The last time I did this was 2018. So here is a link, is the first one, and then the code is the second one that says free mortgage 2018. So that was from the last time I did it, and that was a 40% off coupon, but it's still active even though it says 2018. So don't worry about that. All right, so everyone should be seeing that in the chat box now. And then once everybody's ready, I'm going to show you guys some ideal websites for getting free graphics and imagery. If you don't like for example, I showed you the sample site, that house in the background. Yeah, that's just a placeholder. I don't expect all of you guys to use that house background photo for your page. Okay, I just put it in there as a placeholder. You can swap it out and go find the perfect house that's representative of your marketplace. Like if I'm in California, you know, your typical house isn't going to look like that, right? So I need something that's a little more West Coast-ish. Okay, so I'm going to give you those here in just a moment. Let's get some of these boxes open. Okay, so everybody should be seeing the hosting link now. I'm going to reshare. So you should be seeing the landing page again. We're back at the landing page. So see this right here, this background image. Let's say you don't like that, okay? If you don't like that, that is perfectly fine. I'm going to give you, let's go to Pixabay first. Yeah, let's do Pixabay. So I like Pixabay. It's got a really, really good selection typically for a lot of different keywords. See right here, you just go in and you type what you're looking for. So I might type something like house or home for sale, real estate, mortgage. I'll just do different keyword searches. Now, it's a little tricky at first. Up here at the top, keep in mind that whatever you see at the very tip top on Pixabay, because Pixabay is completely free, but the way they make their money is as affiliates as well. If you click on these tip top images running along this little bar, these are going to lead you back to a different website, iStockPhoto.com, and you're going to be expected to pay for them. Okay. So just ignore the ones at the tip top and just scroll down here. So everything down here, all of these are completely free. You can download and use them on your site. Okay. So you can just scroll through, find something. I like this image right here. That's beautiful. But you can see they're very high quality, high resolution stock photos, and try different variations of keywords. Instead of just house, I might also do home. I might do real estate. I might do add something more descriptive like beautiful home, something along those lines. If you're looking for interiors, you got a lot of, you know, designer style, you know, these are magazine quality type interior photos and things that you might use. Might do moving, real estate, etc. Let's look at some of the other ones we got. We got Unsplash is another really nice one. So Pixabay.com is the first one. Unsplash.com is another one. Let's go there now. Okay, so as you can see, freely usable images. Unsplash. So let's do the same thing here. House, real estate, mortgage, buy a home. I'm getting a lot more exteriors on this one. I think I like this. Yeah. Unsplash, I'm getting much better selection. Yeah, the link should bring you to HostGator, guys. That is correct. Yeah, that's the link for the web hosting. HostGator is the one that I was using. That is absolutely correct. So look at this. You're getting a lot better house options here on Unsplash than you do on Pixabay. Let's look at I think Pexels is another one. Yeah. And Pixspree. So Pixabay, Unsplash, and Pexels. Yeah. There we go. I'd saved that. So yeah, when you go into, if you go to HostGator and select the hatchling, the cheapest one, and just enter the code that I put into the chat box, you got it. Absolutely. And then once you log in, after you, and remember that comes with your domain name, your web address for free. So I'll go ahead and put that in there as well. And then when you're able to log in, that's when you're able to go to that Cpanel button that I showed you earlier. So I can log back in if you guys need that. So now that's still Unsplash. Let's go back to Pexels. So I want that open. Okay, so the code, give me just a moment. I believe it was free. Yeah, free mortgage. Here, I'm going to type it into the chat box. There we go. So I guess somebody says it's saying that it can't be reached. Are you saying that it's saying that HostGator can't be reached? Or?
Yeah, correct.
Wow, that's very strange. So let me go back through. Okay, I'm going to click on the link. Refresh, scroll. Okay, so I'm there now.
Huh. Strange.
Yeah, maybe give it a little bit and give it a shot again. See if
All right.
see if that. Yeah, if you still cannot, then no problem. I have some alternatives, or I can send you a new fresh link as well. So okay. Yeah, it could just be something goofy going on. Who knows? You gotta love technology sometimes, eh? Okay. All right. So anybody have questions about your domain names or something along those lines? Anything? Is anybody having trouble picking one out or needing any feedback? You're more than welcome to even ask in the chat box for the group and see, get feedback if you like. So remember, we're looking for local, we're looking for relevancy, specificity, and we're looking for friendly, helpful, demonstrate expertise. All right. Now, one of the things that I'm going to do now, here's another reason why this is so important to get this done today, because remember what our next training is going to be, guys. Google Maps. Yeah, that's the good stuff. The Google Hyperlocal, getting all those clicks, showing up on the front page, how to kick some of your competitors out of there. I'm going to show you how to do that. A big part of that is having a web presence. Two people, all else being equal, two loan officers trying to get into that same spot, because you only got 3 slots at the Google Maps. Remember, we talked about that last week. You only got 3 spots. All else being equal, what do you think is the most important to Google? They want to see that you're an established business. And one of the things that they look for and that they either dock you points for or award you points for is if you have a website, a web presence. If you don't, yeah, I can't take them serious as a business. They don't have a website. Boom, you get docked. It doesn't mean you cannot rank without a website, but it makes it so much more difficult. So that's why, another reason why I decided to do this one first and giving you the, these tools, because trust me, Elementor is one of the the top website builders in the world for WordPress. I don't mean just in the US, I mean in the world. It is huge. And they're always releasing new templates and new modules and new features. So I wanted you guys to have that, because while everybody else is screwing around with how difficult and clunky the default builder, or what they call blocks inside of WordPress, it sucks. I hate it. Elementor, 1,000 times easier. You know, you're going to pump out your site so much quicker. Even if it's just a landing page, like what we just did here tonight, you're still getting points for having a web page from Google. So don't stress. The biggest mistake I see, or let me just answer this real quick. Yeah, you can definitely use the cheapest one, and also will it make it free when we put in the cheap? You know what? It's actually funny you asked that, because back in 2009 or 2008, when I first did this the first time, that's exactly what happened. Well, it didn't get free; it made it 1 penny, because they had to charge you something, so it was just 1 penny. I don't think it does that anymore though, but it should make it cheap. But you won't get it for a penny like you used to back in 2008. Too bad, huh? But it still does make it cheaper. So where was I? Oh, the biggest mistake. The biggest mistake is waiting for perfection. I'll launch this when you know I have more time to put. No. Speed, guys. Speed. Money loves speed, especially with SEO. Don't worry about it, because nobody's coming to your site yet. You're just building it. So don't say, oh, I need to make sure it's presentable first. No. Publish the darn thing, get it out there, because you want Google seeing your site and your URL that you have an active site. Because another part of SEO, which is ranking on Google, is well, think of loan seasoning, right? When you look at your borrower's seasoning on funds and things like that, Google looks at your website the same way. Seasoning. Well, how old is this domain? How old is this website? The older and older your website is, the better and better it is in the eyes of Google. Because your average website comes and goes. It's here today. It's gone 6 months to 9 months from now. A lot of people, they just stop working on their sites and they never touch them again. So the sooner you get yours deployed out there, the more you start building your seasoning, and you start gaining credibility in the eyes of Google. And I'm going to show you some really, really kick butt stuff in the coming weeks in the group on how to really boost what you're doing in Google, because this can be a 24-hour salesman for you, right? Everything that you're doing throughout your day doesn't matter. Your website's out there. People are coming across it. People are seeing your forms. And I'll do a training on the lead form as well. I gave you the exact lead form we perfectly cloned Quicken and Rocket Mortgage. You got the exact questions they ask, exactly as they ask them. But I'm going to submit to you, I think we should change it a little bit. And I know that might seem counterintuitive, because I'd already said, hey, let's you know, not reinvent the wheel. But there is one big difference between Quicken Loans and the way you're going to drive your leads. And I think you will get much more loans captured, much more leads captured, by toggling back on those questions a little bit. If we were running Google AdWords ads and using in-market data like they do, that was driving those leads, and I would say leave it exactly as it is. But since we're going to pull your leads, you're going to get them organically and from different sources. We're going to toggle back on them a bit so that you get a greater volume of leads. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that too. No worries. All right. Okay, if I currently have a web page and it's connected to Google, will that be an issue? Now, when you say it's connected to Google, what do you mean by that? Do you mean it's connected to the Google My Business, as in it's a Google My Business website, John?
So it's pretty much you know, I have the website and it has reviews and it has the address connected to it.
Okay.
So if somebody searches it, so if I'm building this new one out and we're going to do Google Maps and stuff, is that going to kind of be counterproductive?
So is it already ranking and established within Google Maps, or no?
Not really, no.
Okay, because here's one piece of advice I would give, and I'd give the same answer 100% of the time, and that is, if you're already ranked in Google Maps, never screw with it. Never screw with it. If you're not ranked, then it's not going to hurt you. But anytime, if any of you guys listening already have something ranked showing up in maps, just get a new domain or get a new Google My Business listing. Don't screw with the one that's already ranked, because it's gonna fall off the moment you start making big changes, right? It's unavoidable. But if you're not ranked, then no, it's fine to set up something new. And
Okay.
I'll throw this out there to you guys as well. There's also a way to have multiple Google My Business listings, which is kind of sweet, because that means you could start showing up front page in multiple cities. And when you do that, holy crap, it's the amount of traffic you can suck in by showing up in multiple cities, multiple states, for those of you licensed all across the US or in multiple areas. Oh yeah, that's another killer technique for lead generation. All right. So yeah, just kind of get you guys excited about that. So, but I'll be showing you some of that cool stuff on the next one. So I'm clueless about making a website. Can I get step-by-step instructions? So we'll be talking more about the actual building of traditional style websites in future sessions in the Facebook group. We're not covering it today, just because today's all about the landing page, the lead capture page. So this is something that's quick and easy because it's a template. So you can upload the template as you've seen, and boom, in a matter of minutes, the whole thing's done, right? So, but yeah, we will be covering things on actual deployment of traditional sites as well. Yeah, Brandon, if it's not, I don't know what's up with that group. We literally just set it up today. So I'm gonna log into the group. If anybody is not able to log into the group, let me give you, and Allison, you can maybe you can either reach out to myself or Allison. I think she'll put her email in the chat box, and I'll put my email here on this, so you can reach out to either of us. Or you can also just friend me make sure you friended us on Facebook. So let me pull up my profile here. And I think most of you guys are already connected to Allison. If not, she can put her link in the chat box too, and I'll put mine. So you can connect to both of us and reach out to either of us, and we'll get you in the group one way or another. So that way you have access to everything. All right, I just don't want anybody missing out here. So I'm gonna pull up my profile and link here. I'm gonna put mine in the chat box. Here it comes. And I'm putting that in there just because, as opposed to the group link again, just because a lot of people are saying they can't access it. But yeah, I'm gonna post the link in here too. So here's me. Okay, there we go. And I'll send everybody an invite as well. There we go. Okay, you guys should be seeing that. And here is so good. That's about to blow up. I like those days. Those are good days. All right. So any questions on Elementor, on domain name selection, hosting, any of that? I just want to make sure I get to those now. Okay, let me check on the settings. Let me make sure that's make sure that was activated now. Could have swore it said that it was activated, but yeah, it was just activated like right before. Okay, I see waiting in there. Okay, yeah, I'm going to see those coming over here. Okay, let me change that real quick. Okay, it shouldn't. Yeah, it says that it's still.
Hey, sorry about that. Too many kids on the Wi-Fi. Everything froze up on my end.
Got it. Understood. Okay. So yeah, I put my okay. So maybe it wasn't. Suggestion on how to choose a good domain name. So yeah, Sharon, it's just kind of going back to let's go back to our previous screen. So this is really what you want to abide by with your domain name. What you should be seeing on the screen now. You want it to be local. So put your city name in there. And the reason I say city name as opposed to state name, guys, is because you're not going to rank with Google on a statewide level for Google Maps and Google My Business. Okay, it's just not going to happen. Google is going to rank you based off of who is closest to you as far as your borrowers and potential clients. So that's why you want to target cities, smaller regions, as opposed to an entire state. So that's why if I'm in St. Louis, I might put St. Louis loan guy or something like that. But you want to try to use either the word loan, home loan, or mortgage, funding, something. It's what we call latent semantic indexing. Okay, so from an SEO standpoint, and it sounds intimidating, but really all it means is how are different keywords related. So it's looking for things that are almost synonymous with that word. So the Google AI, the algorithm within Google, understands that mortgage and home loan are related. It understands that these are real estate and real estate financing related terms. So just like funding and finance and whatnot, these are all going to hit high on what we call the latent semantic indexing list. So that the more related you are to the keywords that you want to show up for when people are searching Google, the easier it's going to be for you to rank. Okay, so that's why we want both something that's hyper local, target city that you want to originate loans in, specificity, home loan related, mortgage related, and then the last part is friendly, helpful, or expert, something that alludes to that. That's why mine was just loan guy, because that's not intimidating, right? Bank, okay, a bank might be a little intimidating, but you know, the loan guy, you know, to me it was just a friendlier brand, and that's what I wanted. Because I'm a nice guy, right? Well, let's put that through the branding, right? Okay, yeah, it's entirely possible that I did just go and check and make sure it wasn't set to secret, and it's not set to as a secret. So I'm gonna have to go through and just double check on those settings, because again, we literally just activated it today, right before the call, because I was thinking, maybe it's easier if I just put everybody in the group, because I knew there would be a lot of questions, and thinking about the scenario of a bunch of emails coming in afterwards, I said, well, you guys ask a lot of good questions. So I think everybody can benefit if it's all in one group. Okay. So if you guys just inbox me, and I'll send you a personal invite to the group. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, looks like you guys got a project for the weekend. Yes, the plugins are in the group as well. If you guys Facebook me, my profile that I sent through the chat, I can send the plugins to you there as well. In fact, let me get you guys the links. I'm going to give you the links as well. Okay, give me just a second. It's a Google Drive link. Here it is. I'm going to post it in the chat box so you guys can jump on it right away. For those of you who already got your web hosting from the link I sent you, and I do ask, please use the links, guys, because that's how we get paid. All right. So if you don't click on our links, then they don't give us credit, and you send basically all the money goes to them. So that's what, you know, allows us to do this and do these free trainings and whatnot, is you know, being the affiliates. So what I just put in the chat is, this is the Google Drive link for downloading the plugins. So when you click on that, you're going to see 2 plugins that I showed you earlier, both Elementor, and then you're going to see the JSON file. The JSON file is just what you upload as the landing page template. Okay. So as you can see, super easy to upload those items. And from there, you're good to go. Make sense? Awesome. So yeah, this will give you guys something to play around with for a while, and you're going to be able to use it. The other thing is, I will point this out, another reason to be in the group is because when Elementor updates, remember, I'm the one that gave you those files. Typically, you have to pay for it. So what that means is when they do updates, they're not going to do auto updates. But in the group, anytime there's a big update, I will post a clickable link where you can just boom, go and get your updates for any new features that they launch or release. So that way you guys are always using the most cutting edge features. Okay, so I'll be posting those in the groups for you guys. So yeah, maybe every 4 or 5 months, you know, there might be a new version update with new designs, new templates, new this, new that. So I just want to make sure you guys always have access to those. So you'll find those in the group. All right. So any other questions I could answer for you? When will the video be uploaded so I can follow the step by step? Usually Zoom processes the video within about 20 minutes following the webinar. So if it's available to me within 20 minutes, then I will upload it right away, and you'll probably see it within 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. All right. All right. Absolutely, Tara. I hope you guys enjoy the heck out of this, because it's a powerful tool. I've been using WordPress since 2006, back when it did absolutely nothing. I mean, well, comparatively speaking, it didn't really do a whole lot, but it's just evolved. Almost half of all sites on the internet now use WordPress. Think about that. A free piece of software, and almost half of the websites connected to the web use it. That tells you something. It's good. It makes your job so much easier. And having a website, it's going to make you more legitimate in your prospects' eyes. It's going to make you way more legitimate in Google's eyes, which is important to get traffic. And everything that I'm going to teach you from a lead generation standpoint is going to hinge on your web presence. So that's what this tool will allow you to do. So use Elementor, play around with it this weekend, deploy your landing page. If you have any questions, you'll be able to go to the group. I'm going to go and I'm going to check it right after this call and see why it's somehow not showing up for you. And I'll send you guys the invite. So does everybody get my profile and Allison's profile? So here in the chat, but I will post it again one last time for you. There it is. And just message us, and either one of us can get you the invite to the group. And as that group grows, you're going to see some really cool stuff going through there. A lot of training. Is Allison, you still with us? Or did she get booted?
Yeah, no, I'm here. My
Okay.
kids keep getting on and just slowing everything down for me. The
Did you,
joys of
did you
yeah,
want to
okay,
pop
so
your profile in the chat for everybody too?
I will. Give me one
Awesome.
second here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, just either one of us, and we'll send you an invite, because that's where all the fun stuff's going to be happening. So next training, my goal is to cover Google My Business, GMB, Google Maps. That's the big daddy of lead generation right there. That's the holy grail. If you can tap into that, guys, you're going to be feeling pretty nice. Okay. But my challenge to you is please try to get at least your landing page deployed before we cover Google My Business. It's going to make everything you do better, because everything needs to be linked to really deploy the strategies I'm going to show you. Okay, everything needs to be interlinked. That's how Google My Business works. Okay, so get this hammered out first, and you'll be far more effective on next week's call. Now, I can't guarantee it yet, but as of right now, I'm going to try to keep with Fridays at 1 o'clock, but my schedule does get a little wonky sometimes. So don't quote me on that, but for those of you, because I know some people have been asking when's the next call, I'm going to shoot for Friday again, but we'll know by Monday, and we'll always put the sessions in the Facebook group. So if you ever somehow miss an email or notification on one of the sessions, you'll be able to just hop over to the website Facebook group. All right. Awesome. Okay, folks, any last minute questions for either of us?
Well, you're the tech guy, Chad. So
Well, I was just trying to, lure people into asking you, so then I could sit back and go. I'm just kidding. All right, folks, enjoy your new toys over the weekend, and we'll get you into the groups, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you guys on next week's call as we chat about Google and free organic traffic and lead generation. Awesome.
all right, have a good weekend, y'all.
Everybody have a good one. Bye now.
Bye-bye.